So now this was the single condition. Okay. Now what will happen if I just give you the multiple conditions then? So if you have to count anything on the multiple conditions, then use this count ifs function, which is a IFS. Okay, this one. So like I have just given you the same thing over here. Okay, the same data. And now, for example, if I just given you this condition, this is the first condition I'm just talking about. Okay, where I just want to know how many bricks you have purchased from the Bangalore city. So this time I have given you the two criteria, that one is a bricks and second is a Bangalore. So on the basis of these two conditions or two criteria, you have to count this. So use this countif function, ifs. It says criteria range 1, comma criteria 1. So if I'm considering my first criteria as a breaks, so for that the range will be A2 to A10. So criteria range 1, comma criteria 1 is this, comma criteria range 2. So my second criteria is Bangalore. So range will be this column B, criteria range 2, comma criteria 2 will be Bangalore. And now if I press the enter, so it is giving me the output as a 3. It means you have a 3 breaks which you purchased from the Bangalore city. And you can see the row number 2, row number 4, and row number 9, right? In the row number 8, if you see, you have purchased from the breaks, that is fine, but you have not purchased from the Bangalore, you purchased from the Punjab. So it will not consider. Okay. So here it is giving me the output that how many breaks you have purchased from the Bangalore city. Okay. On the basis of two condition, three condition, four condition, five condition, you can up. Okay. So you can count this one. Okay. Now here, if I have given you these three conditions, okay, and now this is something you have to perform. So firstly, just try this one, what I have performed, the same thing. And now after that, you have to solve this. So here I'm explaining the requirement. So I have given you the three criteria, which says I need to get the count how many bricks you have purchased from the Bangalore city and having the cost greater than 4,000. So I just need to get the count through the formula here. Okay. So just solve this problem. Firstly, just perform this one, which I have performed, and see you are getting the same result. And after that, just perform this question and let me know what result you are getting. Everyone, na? Okay. So just perform this, everyone.
Mine is
Mm-hmm.
2. Second answer
Two.
is 2.
Okay. Okay. What about the others? It's a two. Okay. Yes, the two is absolutely fine. Okay. And you can also match breaks, Bangalore, and cost is greater than 4,000. This is one record. And the second record where my all conditions are matching, which is a row number 9. Right? So answer is 2 for this. Okay. So here count ifs, criteria range 1, this one, comma, criteria 1 is this. Then comma, criteria range 2 will be your city column, comma, criteria 2 is Bangalore. Then comma, criteria range 3 will be the cost, and criteria 3 is this one, greater than 4,000. Press the enter and see. So it is giving you the output as a 2. It means you have a 2 records into your data set where all these 3 criteria or the conditions are matching. Okay, this one. Okay. Now, I'm just giving you this assignment, which you have to perform it right now. You have this data set column A to column H, and you have to solve these 3 questions. Here in this L column, I am just looking for whatever the store name you type on this K2 cell, that store count should reflect into this L2 cell. This is one. In the second question, whatever the store and the city you mention, on the basis of that, the count should come into this M6 cell. And the third question is, I want to know how many stores do you have which keeps the plastic amount greater than 100? Okay. So these 3 questions you have to solve it. Any of the questions which you doesn't understand here, which you have not understood? Okay. So just solve this question, everyone. And then ping your answer in the chat window. For the question 1, what you are getting the result. For the question 2, what you are getting the result. And for this question 3, what you are getting the result. Do let me know.
The first one is 15.
The first one is a 15. Okay. I'm just mentioning this one, what you are telling me. Okay. Then I'll implement the formula later on. Third, someone says 79. Everyone is getting the 79 for the third one, or anyone who is getting the different one or any other answer? Everyone is getting the same result. So now, see, first one, count if you will take this range, comma, criteria will be Reliance Smart. So the first answer is correct, the 15. Okay. For the second one, count ifs, criteria range 1, comma, criteria 1. Then criteria range 2, this one, comma, criteria 2. So second is a 9, which is also absolute correct. For the third one, I said equals to count if, range will be this one, and criteria will be, I said, greater than 100. So I'm getting the answer as a 79. Absolutely fine. All 3 answers of all of you is absolutely fine. This one. Okay. So this is the answer for the third one. This is the formula.
So you're not expecting the unique stores, right? Only.
No,
Okay.
only this one, not unique.
Okay, fine. Getting unique stores, what would be the formula?
In that case, now we have this unique formula in
Unique
that case. Yeah.
formula. Okay, got it.
Mm,
Unique, we have to join with the countif.
Correct. Correct. So we have seen this one, and now we have this today and now function. So before just go for the today and now function, if I ask you that in this B1 cell, I want to write the today's date. So what you will do? You will write like this 11/10/2024 manually like this. But if you want to capture the today's date directly, so in that case, there is a shortcut which is a control semicolon. Okay, if you hold the control key and press the semicolon key, you will get the current date and press the enter. This one, see, right? It will give you the system current date. I'm saying system current date. I'm not saying as per calendar. For example, if today is the 10th of November, but I just set my system date as per the US format or the previous date. Okay, so whatever the date is coming into your system, that will mention over here automatically. Okay, if you need to get the system current date and time, sorry, current time here, so control shift semicolon. So hold the control and shift key both and then press the semicolon. So it will give you the system current time. Okay, so control semicolon will give you the system current date, and control shift and semicolon will give you the system current time. Okay, and here we have a one function which is known as a today function. If I write equals to today, parenthesis open and close, and now if I press enter, it will also give you the system current date. Now the question might come into your mind that control semicolon is also giving me the system current date and today is also giving me the system current date, then what is the difference? So the difference is this control semicolon is hard coded. Okay, and this today is dynamic. It means this today date will keep changing when your system date will get changed. Like for example, when I open my system today, my system is showing this 11/10/2024. But when I will open my system tomorrow, my system date will get changed from 11/10 to 11/11. So this today will get changed automatically to 11/11/2024, but this control semicolon will remain the same as a 11/10. So it will not get changed until you again press the control semicolon. Okay, so this today is the dynamic. So whenever you will open the file, so whatever the current date will be as per your system, so that will be captured over here. Okay, this one. Just try this, everyone.
I have a question.
Mm-hmm,
Like, for example, when we just do a control plus
mm-hmm,
semicolon, we got a current date, right?
right.
And for example, I'm looking for a uh, 1 week older date. So is it possible to go click on semicolon minus 7 days, and I will get the 1 week previous date? Is it
No,
possible?
no. Because if you want to perform any kind of a calculation, then you have to go
Mhm.
for the equal sign because that is a formula related, na? Correct? Like here, this is a 11/10, and if I just need to get the 1 day previous date, correct?
Mhm.
So in this
Yeah.
case, you will just go for today minus 1, and now it will give you the 11/9.
Yes. So you mean that in today's formula, it is possible, but in control plus semicolon, it is not
No,
possible because it
no.
doesn't start with equal.
Because if you're doing any plus or minus activity, so that is
Mm-hmm.
related to what? That is related to the formula driven, correct? And any formula in the Excel is start with the equal sign.
Okay, no.
Like,
Thank
yeah,
you.
yeah. And now here we have the now function, and if you just go for the now equals to now, parenthesis open and close, so it will give you the system current date and time. Okay, and this is also the dynamic, this one. Okay, this is very, very useful. Okay, so I will tell you that in which scenario you should use this today's function because this is highly important one, the today function. Okay, now the most important concept, okay, from the data security. So that is a worksheet protection. So what is the mean by the worksheet protection? So as the word itself says, to protect your sheet, right? For example, you work on the data set, okay? And that file is basically saved in a particular drive, and that drive access we will have with a multiple users in your team, okay? So if you have not protected your data, so anyone can go into your data and can change any of the value. They can insert the record, they can update the record, they can delete the record, and you will not be able to monitor it every time, right? So what I want that the user should not be able to make any kind of a changes into my sheet. Okay, so user should not be able to update any record, delete any record, insert any record, or any kind of activity user will not be able to perform. So for that one, I just need to lock my sheet, or I just need to protect my sheet. Okay, so for this one, we have the shortcut as Alt T P P. Okay, if I press Alt T P and P, I will get this protect sheet wizard. Or you can go into this review tab or the review menu bar, and here you can see this protect sheet. If you click on this, you will get the same wizard. Okay, now here you can see it is asking the password to protect this sheet. Suppose I enter this password and click on OK, and then re-enter the password, the same password, and click on OK. Now you can see it converted into unprotect sheet. It means my sheet is now protected. If I just try to insert any record, I will not be able to. If I just try to change any value, I will not be. If I try to delete any record, I will not be able to delete. If I just try to type it anything, I can't type it because my sheet is completely protected now. So user will not be able to insert any record, delete any record, or any kind of a manipulations user will not be able to perform. But user can copy your data and user can paste it anywhere, right? So although your sheet was protected or your sheet is protected, but I am able to copy your data because Excel has the functionality and it says if you are able to select any of the cell in the Excel, then you will be able to copy that cell also. So it means if I just want to restrict that user should not be able to copy my data, so in that case, it means user should not be able to select the cells, right? So what I will do, I will go into this review and firstly I will unprotect. Okay. When you were protecting this sheet, so you can see the sum of the check boxes here. So whatever the check boxes you have checked, so it means after the password, user can perform that activity. So you can see the default, the first two check boxes are checked, which says select lock cell and select unlock cell. It means you have allowed to the user that you can select the cell. So if user can select the cell, user can copy this. So what I will do, I will uncheck this one, and now if I just enter the password, so you can see I'm not able to select any of the cell in the Excel. See, if I'm not able to select any of the cell here, I will not be able to copy your data. Okay, this one. Look, double click I did, I'm not able to select. See, it is throwing this error. Okay, so now the sheet is completely protected. I can't copy the data. I can scroll it up, scroll it down, or the left, right. That only I can do and see your data, but I cannot copy the data. Okay, so this concept is known as the worksheet protection. Okay. From the review tab, you can perform this. Okay. So just perform this, everyone. Then I will move for the next sheet productions activity.
Protect workbook will protect the entire file and sheet will protect the respective sheet individual.
Correct. Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Option select unlocked cells do?
For unlock
Yeah,
or for unprotect the sheet, right?
no, not unprotect. If you can go to that, yeah. Can you open it? So we have select unlocked cells, right?
This one.
Yeah, second one. What does that do?
What is the difference between lock and unlock you are talking about?
Yes, yes.
Yes. So this is something I'm just going to explain you into this
Okay.
session.
Okay.
After this is done. Let's understand a scenario. Your manager came to you and asked that you have to prepare some data set here, like this is the data. And after that, I just need to take some input from the user. Okay. For example, I have a 10 user and they just fill the data here. Okay. Now, suppose this is the target for them. Okay. They have to achieve the target. And here I have a city. So in this each and every city, I have allocated the target and I just need to take the input from the user in this C1 to L column. Okay, C to L column. And I have placed this worksheet into the repository. So now just tell me if you have not protected the sheet, so user can make the changes into your original data or not in column A and B. Correct? They can change any of the number, right? So what I do not want to give the authority to the user or the feature to the user to change my original data. So I want to lock the column A and column B. But if I will lock the whole worksheet, user will not be able to type it. So in this case, I do not want to lock the complete worksheet. I want to lock only this column A and B. That's it. So when you want to lock or protect the required area or the required column in any of the sheets, so that is known as a range protection or partially sheet protection. Okay, so for this, what steps we have to follow? Please look into the steps very carefully. Firstly, select the entire worksheet. So you can click on this top left corner and it will select your whole worksheet. Then you have to press the control one. Either you can press the control one or you can click on general and click on more number format. And here you will see this protection tab. Click on this and you will see this lock button. So uncheck this. Okay. This will be locked. You have to uncheck this one, unlock, and click OK. Then you have to select those columns which you want to protect, like column A and B. And again, I will go into the same more number format. In protection tab, I will make this lock. Okay, and click OK. And then I will simply go into review, protect sheet, and now this will play the vital role. Column A and B, which I have just protected, right? Which is my lock cell. So I want that these lock cells should not get copied. So I will uncheck these lock cell options. So whatever the cells I have locked, so user should not be able to type it, user should not be able to copy it. So I just uncheck this select lock cell. Now enter the password and done. Now if you see, I am able to click from C column to onwards, and here I can type anything. See, right? I can type anything, but in column A and B, I'm not able to select the cell. If you see, I'm not able to select this one, right? I'm not able to select, I'm not able to copy this. Okay, but now here I can perform anything. But in the formula, you can use it. For example, I need the GST here, which is a 18%. So for each and every target, I need to calculate 18%. So I can say, see, B2 18%. Look, in the formula, I can use it. Okay, but directly I cannot select this one. I will not be able to select. Okay, so now this column A and column B is completely protected. So which is basically the concept of this range protection or partially sheet protections. Okay, so as per your requirement, you can use this one.
So here we have to manually write the index number.
Yes, yes, like equals to B2, you have to write it manually,
Okay.
right? Yeah. So this is something we have seen into the first file. Okay. Now let me open this second file. Let me know if you are able to see the second file. Okay, just a minute. Are you able to see the second file now?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. So now here, what we are just going to do here, we are going to see the cell reference concept. Okay. Understand this concept very carefully. People call it as a cell reference or freezing concept or cell locking. All these things are same. Okay, so if somebody asks you what is a cell reference or the freezing concept or the cell locking in the Excel, all things are same. To implement the cell reference, we use the dollar sign. Okay, most of the time you have seen like this, you have seen like this kind of a cell is written into the formula, right? Where before the column or before the row, this dollar has been implemented, right? So this dollar basically represent the concept of freezing. And to implement the freezing, the shortcut key is the F4, function 4 key. This is a laptop functionality, okay? It might be through the F4 you can implement, or you have to press the Fn key and then with that press the F4. This is a laptop functionality, okay? Now, you have to keep remember only the two things to understand this cell reference. So remember, I have told you the one thing here, this one, right? Control D and Control R, correct? Only just keep these two things into your mind and your cell reference will clear automatically. And this is the backbone of the Excel, as I said. Until you will not clear about it, you will not be able to make any formula dynamic. Okay, so now let's see. Okay, in Excel, if you take any of the cell, for example, I take in the A1. In Excel, any cell is the combination of the two things. What are those two combinations? Rows and columns. So in the A1, your A is column, A is representing the column, and 1 is representing the row, right? So any cell is the combination of two things, the row and column. Okay. Now, we have a three kind of a cell reference. One is the absolute cell reference. Absolute reference. In the absolute reference, the scenario where you have to put the dollar sign before the column and before the row, right? So here I have put the dollar sign before the one, it means before the row, and before the A means before the column, right? So in this case, what will be the impact of this control T and control R? So in this case, it will not work. It means if I will drag the formula to the downside, this row number 1 will not get changed because I have put the dollar sign before that. Similarly, if I will just press the control R, then this column A will not get changed because I have put the dollar sign before the A. So in the absolute reference, your control D and control R will not change your row and column. Second is the mixed reference.